Obsessive dedication and extreme beliefs are not just ideas for the West. Sometimes, the darkest cults appear in the most unexpected places. This is exactly what happened with the Aum Shinrikyo cult in late 1980s Japan. After the World War II, Japan grew rapidly. Cities expanded, technology advanced, and the government changed fast. Many people felt left behind and began to mistrust the new world around them. This mix of social change, exclusion, and the easy access to chemical weapons created the perfect storm for the deadliest cult Japan has ever seen. Shoko Asahara was born on March 2, 1995, in Kumamoto Prefecture, one of 9 children in a poor family. His birth name was Shizuo Matsumoto, but later he changed it to Shoko Asahara. From the very start, he faced hardship. He developed infantile glaucoma, which almost made him completely blind, and he was sent to boarding school for the blind children. Even as a child, he loved the idea of power. He was known as a bully who hurt his classmates and took their money. As he grew up, he turned his focus from physical strength to mind and spirit. After graduating from junior college in 1975, he studied acupuncture and later devoted his time to studying religion. As Asahara's interest in religion grew, so did his anger toward the Japanese government. He became unhappy with traditional Japanese Buddhism and leaned more toward the Tibetan Buddhism, Christianity, and his own strange prophecies. He created a version of religion that had no ties toward Japanese tradition. He combined this new belief with his own knowledge of meditation and yoga, and soon he began to build his own religious group. In 1984, Asahara started a small yoga and meditation class in one room in Shibuya, a busy part of Tokyo that is home to some of the busiest train stations in the world. This simple class was the first step toward the creation of his cult, Aum Shinrikyo. In 1989, after much pressure from within the group, the Tokyo Metropolitan Government officially recognized Aum Shinrikyo as a religious corporation. This gave the cult protection from the investigations and allowed it to grow without much interference from the police. With this official status, Aum began to attract more followers. The cult used bright flares, magazine ads, and even comic books to reach young and smart adults. They were drawn to the promise of spiritual power. The mysterious claim that Asahara could levitate for hours, and his frightening prophecies of coming Third World War or nuclear apocalypse where only his followers would survive. By the early 1990s, Aum members soured and his wealth grew. But as the cults became richer and larger, critics began to speak out. Former members and worried families reported that those who tried to leave were tortured or even killed. Rumors of inhuman treatments and secret experiments spread. Rumors that would later be proven true. One brave critic was Susumi Sakamoto, a lawyer who fought against the cult. He publicly claimed that members were being held against their will. But as he began working on a lawsuit against Aum, Sakamoto and his entire family vanished from their apartment in Yokohama. Years later, police discovered the horrifying truth. On November 3, 1989, senior Aum members had driven to his home and injected him, his wife, and his 14-month child with a poison that caused their hearts to stop. They then dumped their bodies in different prefectures to hide the crime. By the early 1990s, Aum had grown to about 20,000 members. The cult built a new headquarters in Kamikuishiki, at the foot of Mount Fuji. With more power and wealth, Asahara even tried to enter politics. In the 1990s, he and 20 members of his inner circle ran for a seat in the Japanese Diet election under the party called Shinrikyo, the Fifth Party. However, his bizarre campaign filled with odd singing and dancing failed miserably, and he received only around 1,700 votes out of 500,000. Even his followers did not vote for him, and many believe his extreme ideas drove the public away. After this defeat, Asahara's language grew more violent. The cult began to punish anyone who tried to leave, and critics were often silenced permanently. Asahara told his followers stories of his own psychic power, claiming he could levitate and even fly around rooms, claims that looked suspiciously like stage tricks. To recruit more young people, Aum even set up his own animation studio to create a 10-episode anime called Shutsu Sekai. The show was full of propaganda about Asahara's quest for supreme truth and helped the cult spread its message further on TV and in pop culture. As the cult grew, so did its membership among professionals. Chemists, scientists, biologists, even officers from the Japanese self-defense joined the group. In 1992, to expand further, Asahara sent members to Moscow to open a branch. This move added around 20,000 members and connected the cult with Russian officials, boosting its influence in both Japan and Russia. With its power rising, Asahara's ambition turned toward violence. With access to military weapons and training, the cult planned to build a private army. They even tried to produce as many as 1,000 AK-47 rifles and trained around 200 members in military tactics. Although they mostly failed at mass-producing guns, they found great success with another weapon. In the spring of 1993, Aum began gathering resources to mass-produce sarin, a colorless, odorless nerve agent that can cause vomiting, loss of consciousness, paralysis, and even death. Sarin became the cult's main focus. Trained chemists, including members with advanced degrees, helped Aum develop these chemicals and even biological weapons such as botulism toxin and anthrax. On June 29, 1993, 5 residents in a Tokyo area called Kamikuishiki complained of a terrible smell. Investigations found that the smell came from an 8-story building, the Aum headquarters. When authorities asked to inspect the building, they were refused entry. After many complaints, the cult finally left, but by then the building was empty. It was later revealed that Aum had been testing anthrax from the roof, hoping to cause a deadly epidemic. Realizing that testing such chemicals in Japan was too risky, Aum bought a remote sheep station in Western Australia, where they tested their weapons in secret and killed 29 sheep in the process. With new testing grounds and more experience, Asahara and his cult felt ready to attack again. Their next target was the quiet town of Matsumoto, home to 3 judges expected to rule against the Aum in land dispute. In a sudden change of plans, the cult decided to attack the judge's apartment building instead. On June 27, 1994, Aum members drove down a quiet street in Matsumoto in a refrigerator truck and released a cloud of sarin gas. The deadly gas spread to nearby homes, killing 5 people in their sleeps, causing 2 more to die shortly after hospital admission, and leaving 1 person in a coma for 14 years before dying in 2008. In total, 274 people were treated in hospital after the attack. At its peak, Aum was very powerful. It had succeeded in making chemicals and biological weapons, and even distributed illegal drugs like LSD to criminal gangs. But the cult's empire was soon to crumble. In the early 1995, a wealthy cult member escaped from Aum's headquarters with the help of her brother, 69-year-old Kiyoshi Kariya. In a brutal act of revenge, Aum members kidnapped Kariya off a busy Tokyo street, took him back to their compound, and drugged him while interrogating him about his sister. Kariya overdosed during the torture, and his body was burned in an incinerator. His kidnapping sparked a major police investigation into Aum. With raids planned for all the Aum facilities in March 1995, 3 days before the police could move, cult members within the Japanese self-defense force warned Asahara. In a desperate bid to outsmart the authorities, Aum launched a preemptive attack on the Tokyo subway during rush hour. They ramped up production of liquid sarin and set their sinister plan into motion. On the morning of March 20, 1995, 5 Aum members, each carrying a package of liquid sarin wrapped in newspapers, boarded trains in 3 different subway lines: Hibiya, Chiyoda, and Marunouchi lines. All these lines met at Common Station, a busy hub near many government offices. As the trains filled with commuters, the plan was set into motion. First, 48-year-old Iku Hayashi got on a southbound train on the Chiyoda line. After 3 stops, he quickly punctured one of his sarin packages with a sharpened umbrella tape and then got off the train. The poison began to leak, and everyone in the crowded car started to inhale the toxic gas. In another instance, 31-year-old Kenichi Horsei punctured his package on a westbound train after 4 stops. And later, 32-year-old Masato Yokoyama made a minor puncture on his train. So minor that no one noticed until the train was later searched. On the Hibiya line, university graduate Toro Toyoda punctured both his packages quickly after the boarding, leading 1 death and 532 injuries over the next few stops. Perhaps the deadliest was the final attack on the Hibiya line, where senior graduate Yusuo Hayashi, carrying 3 sarin packages, punctured 2 of them repeatedly. A passenger even kicked one packer onto the platform, which spread the gas even further. By the end of the attack, 14 people had died and about 6,500 were injured. Some victims died on the day, one the following day, and another after suffering the long-term effects from the gas. In the immediate aftermath, a media frenzy exploded. The police raided Aum's headquarters in Tokyo, Kamikuishiki, and even in Russia, uncovering a trove of evidence about the cult's violent practices. Over the next few years, the Aum Shinrikyo cult began to fall apart. Full-scale raids dismantled their facilities and exposed their monstrous legacy. On May 5, 1995, a few months after the subway attack, sodium cyanide was found in a public restroom at Tokyo's Shinjuku station. But the device made of 2 plastic bags containing 2 different chemicals was quickly found and seized by police. On May 16, 1995, a letter bomb was mailed to the governor of Metropolitan Tokyo, and upon opening, the letter exploded, blowing the fingers off of the governor's left hand. 5 firm members were swiftly arrested and charged for the attack. The empire that was once a religious corporation worth a multi-million was now deemed a terrorist group in Russia, Canada, US, and even more. On May 16th, after evading the police for around 2 months, Shoko Asahara was finally arrested after he was found at one of the Aum's headquarters. Beginning of the court, trial of the century as dubbed by Japanese media. Asahara was found guilty of 13 of his 17 charges, as police were just now uncovering his earlier attack on Sakamoto family murder and the Matsumoto sarin attack. Ultimately, Asahara was sentenced to death by hanging in 2004, and in 2018, he was executed along with many other senior members of Aum. Since then, the Aum Shinrikyo cult has been depicted in video games like The Story of a Kamikuishiki Village, a Japanese doujin game that rose in popularity because of speculation that it was made as a recruitment strategy for the cult. However, it was later revealed that a single-player game was a satirical, aimed at making fun of cult by using real footage of attack to dramatize their great failure. The Aum Shinrikyo terrorized the Japanese population for years, committing assassination, feeding corruption, and unleashing indiscriminate attacks on the people of Tokyo.